In this episode of the Jon Jon Happy Hour, we celebrate our 71st episode with Shit That I Heard This Week, the Trivia Game, and so much more. Let's do this.
Recording live from the Jon Jon Company studio in Denver, Colorado, the Jon Jon Happy Hour. Now here's your host, the friend you didn't know you needed, Jon Jon Lannen.
Hi, hello everyone, and welcome back to another edition to your favorite podcast, the Jon Jon Happy Hour. I want to thank you guys, of course, for joining me here today for the Jon Jon Happy Hour, and you can stay engaged all over social media using hashtag JJHH. We have such an exciting show for you guys today. As I mentioned, we're going to do a little bit of my favorite segments. I'm going to tell you guys where I've been and where I'm going. And just like a regular hashtag CupofJonJon episode, I'm going to give you guys a little inspirational quote of the day. But let's not waste any time and let's get right into today's show. I want to welcome you guys to episode number 71. Holy moly guacamole. I truly cannot believe we've gotten to episode number 71 of not only the hashtag CupofJonJon podcast, which of course comes to you every single morning at 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, but also this show, the Jon Jon Happy Hour, available on podcasting platforms, YouTube, and of course, Twitch TV. There have been so many amazing people who've made this podcast what it is today. Not only the Jon Jon Happy Hour, but of course the CupofJonJon podcast. And again, I want to express my gratitude. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I know I'm talking like this happy hour is going someplace. And technically it is, but it's not going anywhere. Let me explain. As you guys know, I have been here in the Jon Jon Co studio for about 3 years now, and there's been some amazing journeys that have taken place here. And I actually address what I'm about to address in my YouTube video that I published this morning on my personal YouTube channel. Of course, you can find that and so much more at JonJonLannen.com. And as I explained in the video, it's not only my last YouTube video in the Jon Jon Co studio, but this is actually the very last podcast I'm recording in the Jon Jon Company studio in Denver, Colorado. So it's both bittersweet because I'm very excited about this next chapter, but of course I'm a little bit sad about closing this chapter as well. I will be sure to link the video where we include a really beautiful montage and some memories from the office on my YouTube channel. Again, I will make sure to link that video down below. Like I said, it is a very bittersweet moment in my life, but I am very grateful and happy for all the precious memories we have at the Jon Jon Co office, and know that I can keep those for the rest of my life. But it's true, there would be no Jon Jon Happy Hour, CupofJonJon, hashtag that podcast, or even my YouTube channel without this amazing space. So as one final time, I want to say thank you again to the Jon Jon Co studio for providing such an amazing space to create all of these cool projects that I'm part of. Those memories are going to live in my heart, like I said, forever. And I want to thank you all, and I love you guys so much for supporting me so that this could happen. But to be very, very clear, my friends, Jon Jon Co., the business itself, is not going anywhere. There's some real cool projects that we have going, and of course, you guys can learn more about Jon Jon Co. at JonJonandCo.com. That's JonJonandCo.com. And speaking of Jon Jon Co., you guys know that we get engaged all over social media with the hashtag JJHH and, of course, the hashtag CupofJonJon. So, just like we do every single morning, let's hit the CupofJonJon music for a daily dose of inspiration. Ooh, I just love that song. And you guys know that we, of course, on the Cup of Jon Jon do a little daily dose, a little message of the day, a little quote of the day. And that's why I wanted to bring you guys here today, even with the Jon Jon Happy Hour. So here goes. And before I read it, I have to say that this dovetails actually beautifully on the conversation that we've been having about Jon Jon Co. and new beginnings, ending of chapters, and so forth. But today's quote is this, my friends. What feels like the end is often the beginning. Yes, yes, yes. And it's so true and so applicable for what I personally am going through right now, but I'm sure you can all relate. What feels like the end is often the beginning. This is simply the start of a new chapter, my friends. And of course, again, you can find that quote at our Instagram, which is simply at Jon Jon Co. That's at JONJONANDCO. Check it out, give it a like, and comment if you agree. Oh man, the Jon Jon Happy Hour is heating up, my friends. We have shit that I heard this week, trivia game, and so much more right after these messages. We'll be right back.
Are you constantly making people laugh? Have your family members and friends told you that you're funny? Well then, jump into the hilarious world of improv and comedy. The Jon Jon Co. School of Comedy is now enrolling. Class sizes are limited and will sell out quickly. For more information on these courses, please visit us at JonJonandCo.com. That's JonJonandCo.com. See you on stage!
Oh, why hello everyone, and welcome back from the break. Like I said, we have so much more left in store for you guys for this episode of the hashtag JJHH. So let's get into everyone's favorite game. It is time for
the trivia game.
Oh, once again, thank you, the Jon Jon Tabernacle Choir of Bethlehem, for putting together that exciting rendition of the hit song, the Trivia Song. Let's get right into today's trivia. I will, of course, post not only the questions, but the answers on my Twitter, which, of course, you can find at Jon Jon Lannen. And you can use hashtag JJHH all over social media to stay engaged. Let's cue the intense music and get to question number 1. What does a vegan abstain from? A. All animal products. B. Just chocolate. C. Just cheese. Or D. Just chicken. What does a vegan abstain from? A, B, C, or D? Question number 2. The Mona Lisa hangs in which gallery? A. The Louvre. B. The Lounge. C. The Lorne. Or D. The Loire. Is it the Louvre, Lounge, Lorne, or Loire? A, B, C, or D? Which gallery does the Mona Lisa hang in? Question number 3. What is cheese made from? A. Eggs. B. Flour. C. Breadcrumbs. Or D. Milk. What is cheese made from? Is it eggs, flour, breadcrumbs, or milk? A, B, C, or D? Ooh, it's heating up with the intense questions. Question number 4. What artist or group recorded the song No Woman, No Cry? A. Ray Charles. B. R. Kelly. C. Elvis Costello. Or D. Bob Marley and the Wailers? Who sang No Woman, No Cry? A, B, C, or D? The last and final question, question number 5. Marrakesh is in which country? A. Libya. B. Morocco, C. Tunisia, or D. Egypt? Where is Marrakesh? Libya, Morocco, Tunisia, or Egypt? A, B, C, or D? Whew! That wraps up the questions for
the trivia game.
I will reveal the results and the correct answers after Shit That I Heard This Week. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for
Shit that I heard this week. Shit that I heard this week.
Nice segue. So this is actually Shit That I Heard This Week, one of my favorite segments to do here on the Jon Jon Happy Hour. And as opposed to Shit That I Heard This Week, it's actually going to be Shit That I Did This Week. So let's hear that song again, but sing did instead of heard. Ready?
Shit that
Did.
this week. Shit that
Did.
this week.
That remix is so much better. So yeah, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about shit that I did this week. There was some really cool experience that I wanted to actually share with you guys. Not only kind of talking about kind of wrapping up Jon Jon Co, doing my YouTube and things like that, but I actually got to experience during a pandemic WWE live. It's true. So I got to enter what's called the WWE Thunderdome. That's right, Thunderdome. And what the Thunderdome is, in essence, is an arena filled with virtual fans. There's pyro, there's performances, and regular professional wrestling. As you guys know, I'm a huge WWE fan, so this was a really cool way to immerse myself into pro wrestling during the pandemic. So essentially what you do is you stand in line, a virtual line, to get tickets so that your face can show up on little TV monitors all across the stadium. You get to watch the show live, and like I mentioned, there's some crazy pyrotechnics, and of course, awesome wrestling action. And I was privy enough to attend 2 shows almost back to back. First, I got to attend a pay-per-view, which was WWE Payback, exclusive on the WWE Network. And I will actually post my reaction to when I saw myself first on the screen on my Instagram, so make sure to check that out. I will also share the other picture when I was also on Raw. And Raw, of course, is their staple Monday night show, which has been running for a couple of decades now, and it's just incredible. I gotta tell you, being on the pay-per-view and being on Raw was not only a cool experience, but what made it even better was seeing myself like literally front and center right there behind the wrestlers, like third or fourth row in some cases. And the unique thing is they switched it up every little while as well, the producers, that is. So like you may be front row and center for one match and you may be further back for another one. And I think that definitely depends on your reactions and interactions with what's happening on the screen. I had 2 really cool experiences, like I said, most notably with the Sheamus versus Big E match at WWE Payback. And then, of course, the Rey Mysterio's son, Dominic match versus Buddy Murphy. And, of course, that was for Raw. I will make sure to post those pictures on my Instagram. But anyway, I know that's not necessarily news or funny stuff that happened, but I did want to share. But I did want to share that experience with you all because it was a blast. And if you're a wrestling fan or any fan and they involve you with any sort of virtual event, I highly, highly recommend doing it. It almost felt like I was there watching wrestling live. It's definitely not the same as a live show. You guys know I love live shows. But it was still a great second runner-up to a live show. So again, if you guys have the opportunity, I highly, highly recommend doing a virtual show like one of these. And if you guys are out in the world, please, please, please be safe and make sure you're social distancing and, of course, wearing a motherfucking mask. So that, my friends, was
Shit that I heard this week. Shit that I heard this week.
the results to the trivia game and a little bit more of the Jon Jon Happy Hour right after this.
I'm El Pity.
And I'm Jon Jon.
And we're That Podcast.
You can find us on the internet at #ThatPodcast all over social media.
Don't forget to follow us on SoundCloud, Google Play, and iTunes, or wherever you listen to media.
That Podcast is the podcast about everything and nothing at all.
Bye!
Hi, and welcome back to the Jon Jon Happy Hour. Remember, you can stay engaged all over social media with #JJHH, and of course, you can follow me at Jon Jon Lannen. Now, let's get into the results of the
Trivia game.
Ooh, that song is always such a delight to hear. That choir, I must tell you, is simply impressive. Let's cue the intense music and get the results of
the trivia game.
Question number 1. What does a vegan abstain from? A, B, C, or D? All animal products, just chocolate, just cheese, or just chicken? The correct answer, my friends, is A, all animal products. Question number 2. The Mona Lisa hangs in which gallery? A, the Louvre, B, the Lounge, C, the Lorne, or D, the Loire? The correct answer, my friends, is A, the Louvre. The Louvre is where the Mona Lisa hangs. Question number 3. What is cheese made from? A, eggs, B, flour, C, breadcrumbs, or D, milk? My friends, cheese is made from D, milk. D, milk is what cheese is made from. The result for question number 4. Which artist or group recorded the song No Woman No Cry? Was it A, Ray Charles, B, R. Kelly, C, Elvis Costello, or D, Bob Marley and the Wailers? Ladies and gentlemen, D, Bob Marley and the Wailers sang No Woman No Cry. Last and final question. Marrakesh is in which country? A, Libya, B, Morocco, C, Tunisia, or D, Egypt? Ladies and gentlemen, Marrakesh is in B, Morocco. That's Morocco, Morocco. Ladies and gentlemen, that was
the trivia game.
Whew, that game always gets so intense, my friends. And out of the 5, how many did you get right? 1, 2, 3, or maybe all of them? Remember, the prize for getting all of those questions correct is absolutely fucking nothing! Sorry, friends, but it is really fun to play some trivia! All right, my friends, that is all I have for you here for this edition of the Jon Jon Happy Hour. Again, from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you guys for listening to not only this podcast, but the Cup of Jon Jon podcast, along with supporting my YouTube channel. Again, you can learn more at JonJonLannen.com, and I'd love it if you join me and subscribe to the fam. As I mentioned up top, I will make sure to include the montage of Jon Jon Co below, but please bear with me for the next couple of weeks while I end that lease and, of course, wrap up that chapter in my life. So just know that there might be a small delay in some of the content that I'll be sending your way, my friends. But I love you guys so much, and until next time, ta-ta!